First, please relax here in this place where you are. Your body and the mind just on your cushion as there. When you meditate, the past, is gone, it's not here. And the future is not yet here. No. So this moment, what we have is so temporary, transitory nature. So just relax there. Anything can happen in the mind. Any thought can manifest. We don't know. We're hoping for all peace and happiness for ourselves. But everything's unsure. So because of that, we just relax in this very moment. That's the time what we have. This is the control we can have. We can handle this by relaxing the mind as it is. Then if you really investigate this moment, the moment, whether we have suffering or peace and happiness. See, this, as I mentioned, past is gone, whether good or bad, so that we cannot change. It's gone. And the future, we just have to hope the best, but we don't know. So this moment is the moment, whether we're enlightened or unenlightened state of the mind. So we have every choice that we make. So therefore, we have to know how to handle our mind. Mind is a very complex subject, very ambiguous. We're not sure. I'm not sure my mind what that will do. I want to be a nice person. I want to be helpful. But then some mind manifests which just creating the confusion yourself, contradict yourself, and it creates suffering to yourself, not by others, but by yourself. So we have a choice. And our desire for peace and happiness is undeniable. It's just there. From in it of the mind, you just simply want peace and happiness. You don't desire any mental conflict within you. But the mind, what we're habituated, that manifests. And that our habit, the habituation, is called the pernicious attachment, aversion, attachment to our ego, self-cherishing, is so deeply rooted. It's just there. We feel something is normal, even though it is so fabricated, uncontrived. But because we're being so used to this, it's just there, it's just there. And we just, without any effort, we just go after that. We create all different types of suffering, and we suffer helplessly. We think this is something created by others. We try to blame to it, surrounding. You are the one who made me this confusion. You brought this difficulty in my life, without realizing our own mind, how it does. So that's why we study, practice this Buddha's teaching. Buddha's teaching is not something kind of like something to believe. Buddha didn't say, you just believe me. Buddha said, you just understand what I said. Make sure you understood, and you follow that once you understood. So it's Buddha taught on the base of the wisdom. So there's a saying that Buddha's teachings that we can study through the four reasoning. The one first reasoning is the reasoning of functional, or the function, as how everything functions, how everything acts, manifests. It's all based on the cause that we have created. Without cause, nothing can happen. So something what is happening in the world, individual's life, international, in the society, in generally, it's all based on the cause that we have created. So we have to understand the cause, not just look at the result, good or bad. Look at the cause, and the cause that is empirical. And the mind, you see, look at the mind, but the mind is free from self-grasping, ignorance. Mind is free from attachment, desire. But the mind is free from aversion, anger, malicious thought. You see, mind is so beautiful. Just peace is just there. In the absence of these three poisons, the mind is just so peaceful, so relaxed. See, as soon as these three poisons manifest, occupies the mind, there's no peace. See, there's no happiness. See, it's all come to our own mind. That's why Lord Judas said, No, whatever Buddha prescribed, all the actions on the base of the absence of these three poisons. When we act, act on the base of the absence of the three poisons, then it is, well, Buddha prescribed that your, your body, speech, mind becomes pure. It is pure in the absence of the three poisons. Now, on the basis of three poisons, whatever we act physically, mentally, it becomes cause of suffering. It is suffering. So this is our own responsibility. It's not just some law or somebody's belief, or it's something like culture or traditions. Nothing all about this. This is the universal. Anywhere all over the world you go, doesn't matter what religion they believe or don't believe, educated or uneducated, rich or poor. There are some very rich people. When the mind is occupied by these three poisons, they have no peace. They have no happiness. It's just their whole beings is occupied by the delusion and suffering. You see, you look at where the continents, Asia, Europe, America, Africa, people have different colors. There are some are very powerful, very rich people. There are some are very poor, starving to death. There are so many different people in the world, you see. This all, you see, when you in the concerning about this three poison is equally experienced by all this. We all share. Now that we can see, because of the internet, social media, news you can hear, we all are suffering from these three poisons. When the three poisons are growing stronger and stronger, then there's law, disharmony, there's fighting in the family, in the country, in the world, country to country, they fight. Because of this three poisons, they have become so gross. When these three poisons are subside, minimized in the individual life, there's real peace. You can just relax yourself. Life is so beautiful, When the mind is completely absent of this three poisons, the life is so beautiful, so peaceful. Anywhere you go, that's why we need to study this, practice this. Especially nowadays, when there's a lot of things going on, we try to make the solution to the war, fighting, bombing, to the missiles, to the lot of weapons, try to solve the problem. But the problem is never solved. It continues. So problem is only solved through this kind of how to reduce obliterate our mental affliction. So this is so precious. That's why we need to focus on this, regardless who you are. You know, it transcends all the differences. There's no prejudice. We just rely on this. Having said this, now everything's assumption is interdependent, interconnected. Like in the animal realms, there are a lot of suffering, but they're not as sophisticated as we human beings. Individually, they're very aggressive sometimes, but they cannot damage whole world. Then some individuals, like a tiger, like a lion, those they for their food, they hunt, they eat others that much. To some individuals they do, but they cannot destroy a whole world. But we human beings have such a great capacity. When we do things good, the lot of things we can help. If we don't do well, it harms so many. Like say nowadays, everything's so complex, organized, all the companies, to what you call the economic, to make economic so huge. There are so many millionaires, billionaires. Everybody wants to be billionaires, trillionaires, Suffering remains there because of our mental affliction. But the greed doesn't solve the problem. Okay, and everybody becomes more greed. Instead of solving the problem, then they encourage you to become a millionaire, billionaire. And then this system becomes so complex. Before we don't have that, but now you see like the cattle farm, the poultry farm, chicken farm, fish farm. So millions of fish and the cattle systematically to make such a organized, and then those animals are suffering so much. And we don't have any kind of concentration and talk of their well-beings. They are just only to consume. And under our mercy, under the mercy of the human beings, they suffer. So this all out of greed, out of attachment. So, so that kind of suffering is there. How much we need and how much we waste. See, so look at this. And still more suffering is coming instead of less and less. So we need this wisdom, skillfulness, and then compassion, loving kindness. These are just we should take as a religion. And my practice of love and compassion is my religion. I must practice this on a daily basis. We say prayers so much, but we say the prayers of the loving kindness and compassion to our own mind. First, you see, our mind can purify by this. That purify by the practice of loving kindness, compassion, knowing others. It's not being a weak, but it's the way we develop out of courage, out of strength of the mental, make the mind stronger. Yes, we can do. How I can be service to all beings with this kind of practice. So here, the, as we have called four thoughts that turn the mind. First, we have that precious human life. That first one is, as I mentioned, human life has such great potential, doing good things or bad things. Versus all this kind of leisure and endowment is supremely difficult to obtain. Leisure means we have time, relax. If you're born in the animal realm, you have no time to meditate, practice loving kindness, compassion. You have no leisure, a time to free from samsara. So this kind of leisure, endowments, we are born in a place where that you can hear the Dharma teachings, Buddha's teaching, the wisdom, is so precious. We have the teacher, we have the time. There's practitioners around. You can look at them, how precious they are. So this endowment, the conditions that what we have. There are so many other places that don't have. They even don't hear of the name of Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. So the place where they are, so the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, is so precious. When you hear the name of Buddha, oh, who's that? What he taught? What his message is so precious. To understand about the suffering that which I will talk. So you see, so that kind of conditions that what we have is very difficult to obtain, achieve, have this opportunity. When we obtain this body, this precious human life, which is easily lost, it can be lost at any moment. We just depend on the short breath, breathe the breath, breathing out in. We just depend on that. So fragile, we don't realize how fragile it is. It's like a bubble. Look at the bubble, how it is so fragile. The air bubble in the water. It's just momentary like that. We think I'm strong, I'm well. No? Doctor told me all my organs are okay, good, but still indefinite. We're not sure. So crazy to get it. Look at that, when you hear the news, there are so many people die with a lot of accidents. Many accidents there. And then you see like earthquake. Thousands of people die just in 1 minute. But just, I'm sure you have heard of recently there's an earthquake in Afghanistan. In 1 moment, over 2,000 people died. Still there are more. So like that, you see. When there's a flood, just swept away, taken away. The whole village, suddenly there's a flood, earthquake. non-natural. All this, I'm not saying everything's bad, but these are how we live. So look at this. There's nothing to attach to ourselves. I must practice the Dharma. I should not waste this precious human life. So do not waste meaninglessly this, which has this precious human life, has the all capacity to be free from all the suffering, causes of suffering. And we have all the ability to achieve a waking state, enlightenment. Since we cherish to ourselves, why not we do that? Use this human life for that purpose. So rather use it to attain the ultimate liberation, joyous result, enlightenment. So that is such a positive mind. It's not a negative mind. Look at all the opportunity we have. When there's such pain we have, excruciating pain that we experience, how much we try to live in that. Calling all the different doctors. So can you help me? I'm going through such great pain. It's a relentless, I cannot take care I cannot take this anymore. What you can do? So we try. So look at this in the samsara. So that to free from all this pain as we try, likewise, look at the suffering of samsara. And then I should utilize this precious human life. I have a capacity at least to free from the hell realm, Holocaust, animal realm. Then I have a capacity to free from samsara. Then at most I have the capacity to superior beings to establish the Bodhicitta, to benefit countless sentient beings, to attain the enlightenment of Buddha. So we just meditate on this, establish our precious human life. So this is reflecting on the precious human life. Then in prominence, he said, the nature of all phenomena, the nature of all the phenomena that which is composite is in prominence. Because of that, the death is a certainty for all those who are born. That's we know. Not only that, the death can descend anytime, like a dewdrop on a blade of grass. Look at on the grass, the dew. It just falls down anytime, in one instant. Just example, as mentioned, the bubble can break anytime. So our life is so fragile. So Milarepa one time, he doesn't have anything, wealth, nothing whatsoever. But he has only one car. A pot, clay pot, made from clay, mud, where he cooks the nettle. That's the only wealth he has. So one day he took this clay pot where he cooks the nettle, then he walked to another cave. So of course the roads were, or trail was very rough, rocky, lot of stones on the road. So on the way, then he stepped on a piece of rock and he fell down on the ground. At that moment, the part in his hand just broke there into pieces. And at that moment, he just freshly reflect on the impermanence. No, this is the impermanence, you see. The part that which I have in my hand, at this moment, is not freshly broken here. This called impermanence. Not just intellectual. So, oh, one day I will die, or somebody will die. Oh, yes, everything is impermanent, I know, you know. Not just the intellectual, but he just got message fresh. And because of that experience of that impermanence, the message he received from this, he was so grateful. He said that part that he was just saying now, said the part that I have in my hand that is broken now, is broken here now. And this is only my wealth that I have. And by the breaking this part which is broken, it becomes my very precious teacher, my root guru, root teacher. I have fully touched my heart by this. So from this I realize all the composite phenomena are in this nature, particularly this human life. And I say, I thank you so much for this precious teaching. All his attachment, anger, hatred, delusions are totally dissolved. There's no place to exist because he was so grateful about this teaching and said, I will practice the Dharma stronger than ever before. So that's how he received the message from that. Now it looks as imagine for us, if you don't have anything, any belongings, like you have that kind of plate, the part, clay pot. If it is broken, then I will cry. I am so unfortunate. First, I don't have anything. Now I have only one part. This also broke. Now what should I do? How I will live? Our mind will go another way, how to survive. We were thinking, how I should survive now. I cannot. I will die now by that attachment. Whereas Milarepa released all the attachment. He was not thinking anything. What next I can get? But he was totally grateful that precious teaching that he received from that. Because he was meditating on the impermanence, but not so strong enough. But that moment just made such a fresh. That's why he sustained his practice meditation continuously. And that's why he's so successful in his realization of this bodhicitta. Everything is emptiness. And then he become the beacon, the beacon light of the Buddha's teaching. he becomes an excellent example in the world. Everybody speaks about him. Even Chairman Mao Zedong said, if you practice Dharma, you should practice like Milarepa. No, he said that. Looks like he read the book, no, Milarepa's life story. Instead of now that our teachers, they live in a very luxurious life, everything there, all the conditions there. They have a good food to eat, good place to live, and then drive beautiful car. And they will teach you everything is impermanent. See, that's how as yesterday mentioned, this Dada, Buddha, he renounced everything. He didn't take a penny with him when he went for the 6 years hardship. After he achieved enlightenment, now he said, I attained enlightenment. Now I deserve mention. I can collect all the offerings, build beautiful temple, and build a throne, golden throne. But he didn't. He just sat on a piece of rock and he kept the Dharma teaching. You go to the Bajra Peak in India, where he talked to Bajra Paramita. He just sat on the piece of rock and he taught the Dharma teachings. That's how Dharma becomes so precious. Means I don't mean we shouldn't have anything. What I'm saying is how to release our pernicious attachment, and release all the mental obscurations. That's what Dharma is for. How to bring inner peace. That's why there's a lot of emphasis on the emptiness, you see. This life is what we have, this body. It's like a hotel. You stay in the hotel as long as you like, and one day you leave. You pay the rent, and then you leave, So like this, our body is the hotel. One day we have to leave. There's nothing to attach to this. And all the collections we have, we don't own. We say, this is mine, I own this, At the time of when you go, say you can't say no to Lord of the Dead. So I owe this, I have to carry with me. We have to leave everything behind it. We cannot take a penny with us. Even this body, what was so cherished or attached to. We eat the best food, live as comfortable as possible. You spend so much to this body. Look at the health systems, how much you have to pay. So when time comes, this we have to leave behind. Look at this. So how much essence is there? So how much we are diluted in the samsara? At the same time, to measure how much we want peace and happiness. This interest of everybody. But really, how much we can achieve. Today, suppose I enjoy my life so much. Oh, go to such beautiful restaurant, have such a luxurious meal, and so wonderful weather, and so wonderful friends around. Now next day, yeah, if I go through a difficult time, that didn't help me. Now that I enjoy it, it's just a dream. It brings most maybe suffering. How I can get back that into my life? Oh, so like this, I'm not saying everything's bad, but we have to understand. Just no, don't take it personally. Just put in the front, investigate, and then you see how Buddha taught the teachings. No. He asked his monks at that time, go for begging. Just live your life that way. Make your life simple, but study, practice the Dharma. That's what does at the time of Buddha. There's so many who achieved Arhat. He or she achieved this Arhat, that Arhat, this is that Arhat, there's this Arhat, because of how Buddha taught. No, to practice how to practice Dharma, making such a great example. As yesterday mentioned, Bodhicitta Sungur's time, their lives. Since his estimation, he gathers hundreds of thousands of disciples. There's some very rich patterns. They offer him so much. But he asks a manager, you collect all those, my offerings, and then distribute to the monks. He himself lived such a simple life. He didn't build a palace for himself. All the offerings that he received, just put one place. From there, all the monks, they received no share. They lived simple, very simple life. So there's in the life story, we haven't read that. Anyone who has, there's a place to make offerings. Anyone who doesn't have, there's a place you can ask for. So like that, So this is how we practice the impermanence. Everything starts through nature. This shows nowadays, this our internet, so impermanent. Everything depends on one button. If this doesn't work, then it doesn't work. Anything. So impermanent. See, the stock market is going up and down. A lot of people they I don't know. There are people who are working on that, they're watching, the TV about the stock market going up and down. And they say when it's what it calls crash, and so now nothing is working. The heart is broken. So impermanent. When it's going up, wonderful, everything's good. No, I have a lot of money there. So then you see to get this. So then that can descend anytime, like a dew drop on a blade of grass. Quick, it is time to make effort for the essence of the Dharma. Then Milarepa there, he said another one. He said, By the fear of the death, I escaped the mountain. No, that is the time. Now you are your own. No? You have to help yourself. Even Buddha's, there's saying, I'm sure you have heard of. The medicine Buddha comes in front of you. When you're dying, medicine Buddha comes in front of you. I'll give you the same medicine. You will not die, Medicine Buddha cannot do that. And Amitayu comes there, long life Buddha. Now I will extend your death. Now you will not die. And the Bodhicitta comes as a nurse. I will help you to. There's no such thing, Vajrapani comes, I dispel all the obstacles, get out of here. None of this, So you are, your own. The high Lama, rich Lama, powerful Lama, or poor Lama, poor monk like me. And we all go through the same path. We share the same, Billionaire also have to go through that. There's no another avenue, There's no pre-check, We have to go through the same security. You see, it's real wonderful, In one way, it's amazing, Dharma is so precious. Gives you this wisdom to understand reality nature. Oh, this is the Buddha's message. And this reality is not a Buddhism. It is reality. We just feel that we should feel so fortunate. I'm so fortunate now. I know why Dharma practice is important. Why not practice Dharma? I must now practice Dharma. So precious. I have every ability, opportunity for myself. So meditate. So these are first very important. Before sometimes you teach very, high view, Dzogchen, Mahamudra, there's nothing exists, It's all just your awareness. There's no virtue, there's no non-virtue, there's no virtue to get, there's no non-virtue to get rid of, It's just play of the mind, nothing, Looks very beautiful, but we look at your mind is not there. The mind is in that, where we used to, when the affliction manifests. No matter how much you say there's no virtue, no non-virtue, there's a suffering, When they say there's no virtue, no non-virtue, means there's no suffering. So suffering doesn't bother you. But suffering bothers us. So we're not yet there. I'm not saying they are not real, there's no true teaching. But of course, that's the teaching. Precious, most precious teaching that we have to achieve that state. But before that, also we have to sort out all this, prepare to build a big, beautiful house. But you have to make such good foundation. Look at all the foundations that which makes the the house not so good. If you don't have this, the house will be not so stable. If you don't have this, so you have to get this, you have to get this, to collect all the information, the ground built, and then say your house will be so stable, built well. We're saying there, in Dharma they're saying, if you build your mansion on the ice, As soon as the ice melt, and house will be collapsed. So same thing here. Let's say there. So meditate on this, relax. So here I'm sharing how we can contemplate, how we can meditate, how we can get the benefit from the Dharma. Because the mind has all the qualities. But our habit, the deeply rooted negative habits are so strong. Just for example, before maybe 10, 20 years ago, 20 years, maybe not before that, there are no such called organic, no? Everything is organic. You see? When it started, it's organic. When?
90s.
Huh?
1990s?
1990s?
Maybe 80s, but really 90s got popular, right?
Oh, yes, you see, like in the 80s, you know. What?
Using a pesticide.
Yeah, pesticides, yes. Yes, 90s. Yeah, you see. Then there's, you know, then there's a genetic modified, you know, all these things. So you see, before, in the 80s, 70s, there's no such car, organic. Everything's organic, you know. Then people, mind is more polluted, you know. Our mind is pesticides. And we pesticize our field, you know. See, so artificial chemicals, a lot of chemical in the mind. Because the chemical in the mind, then that manifests outside how to create the chemicals. And people get so many cancer sick from this, you know. And to rebound, say we have to work on that organic, you know. Oh, it's real. I don't know what to say, you know. So sad, you know. There's so a lot of poor people, you know. They are so vulnerable. They're suffering. Who doesn't have much resource? Then they suffer. So there's a big communities, you know. They're just torturing people who suffer. You know? It's very sad, you know. So anyway, Buddha's teaching, look at how precious it is. Buddha embodies the wisdom, taught all things without mistake. And from that, his compassion, share that wisdom to others. The people are suffering relentlessly. He could not bear that kind of situation out of compassion. So unbearable compassion out of that wisdom, then taught all those teachings, share to every sentient beings. So when you come to the, say yesterday I mentioned some, so we'll go through more, you know, love and compassion, without prejudice, bias, contrive, how to build, cultivate, practice the compassion, loving kindness to others. So to digest these all teachings, first we need this reminding how precious human life is. Our life is so impermanent. So look at this. So it is time to make effort for the essence of the Dharma, to free from samsara. See, then next is says karma cause. Karma is action, cause. In Tibetan, le, this is Sanskrit karma. Now, generally, it's changing in the world. Before, in the 80s, 60s, 80s, the karma is something, culture, it's a belief system. Sometimes they will say, Buddhists believe karma. And then if you don't believe karma, it's okay. So when you believe karma, there is something called karma. If you don't believe karma, there's no karma. It's a belief system. But nowadays, people now say karma. But still we have the karma, negative kind of connotation. Karma means negative, but actually there's positive karma, negative karma. So there are 10 virtuous karma, 10 non-virtuous karma, So we should understand that. So karma is cause. Okay. Then, fruit of one's positive karma is happiness, you see. And suffering is the fruit of negative karma. See? So the inexorable karmic causation is the mode of abiding of dharmas. You know that mode of abiding of dharma? You understand the meaning?
Mode of abiding.
Mode of abiding of dharma. Phenomena means mode of abiding of phenomena.
The way it abides, the mode, how it abides.
Yeah, how it abides, how it functions.
Tell us, please.
Oh, yeah, how it abides, how it functions. It's not contrived. It's not somebody made it. It's just how it functions. That's what's mentioned, the functional reasoning, or the reasoning of the function. You understood that? Reasoning of function.
Is it interdependence?
Yeah, of course it is interdependence. It is interdependent. Everything is interdependent. No. And they are called the reasoning of nature. Have you heard of the reasoning of nature? See, Buddhist is very complex, Like say fire is hot. And you say, why fire is hot? You ask question, why not fire is cold?
The nature.
No?
The nature of fire is hot.
Oh, why? Why fire is hot? Why not being a cold?
Because it's not cold.
So that's why I say, why fire is hot? Why not fire should be cold?
A label?
No. Why fire is hot?
That's in our world, that's its nature, that's its quality.
You see, that's our nature, There's no argue. You cannot argue the fire is hot. So when your hand is touch the fire, it burns you. You cannot blame the fire. You see. So when you're angry, unless the suffering comes, so you're angry, you say, you're suffering. Why I'm suffering? No, I'm angry. Why suffering, So anger is natural suffering. You see. So in first place, don't let anger manifest, you see. As soon as the anger manifests, suffering is there. As soon as the attachment manifests, there's a suffering. You cannot complain about that. Presence is got reasoning nature. Very profound. Why not this all different mental afflictions as some called peace and happiness? I like to have happiness, joy out of these mental afflictions. And then you see, you try, and that doesn't bring any happiness, only suffering. Then you complain, why not, And don't accept this, This Dharma is so beautiful, Any questions you have, anybody from the Zoom or here?
If you want to unmute on Zoom, you can, if you have any question. I don't know if they can hear me.
So this is very important thing. Inexorable karmic causation is the mode of abiding phenomena. Very good, Dawa. Yama tension, then the shield and yaka shinji balavel, the tobet, the men of the top of the short. The Zemeta, Chipechu, Dukakin, Joe, Nilage. I'm taking the top of Sevat, but the new Donna, Garrett Tawatush. Garrett Tawatush, Lumi Junde, she's on Pakish. Lumi Junde, she's on Pakish. In Twitter, Lumi Junde, she's on Pakish. Ah, Luameba. Lower Meba, inexorable karmic causation is lower Meba. Junde Shisam Lumi Jundes, lower Meba Junde, the inexorable karmic causation. Shisam Pop is the mode of abiding dharmas or phenomena. I think this translation is not too bad, isn't it? Yeah. Some translation that I have done is not too bad. Some need to be polished. So henceforth, practice distinguishing between what should be practiced and what should be given up. So we should reveal our mind and don't take it blindly. Don't just follow he or she said so, but you understand. You say, since you have the precious human life, you have the responsibility, full responsibility to yourself. So that's why, as in Buddha said, there are four types of reliance. You have heard of that? 4 types of reliance. Rely on the reliance of the teaching, doctrines, teaching. Rely on the teachings instead of individual person. What Buddha taught is unmistaken. So you rely on the Dharma teachings, not the person. Rely on the meaning, not the words. Because sometimes the words are so beautiful, Oh, so beautiful. But doesn't have much meaning. But meaning is very important. Then there's relying on the intrinsic wisdom instead of consciousness, thoughts, mental thoughts. A lot of thoughts comes from one another. They come and go, they change. But wisdom, intrinsic wisdom, knows directly what is right or wrong. So rely on that more than the intrinsic. Rely on the ultimate meaning than the relative meaning. So therefore, types of reliance. Okay. But then there's a 4. Did I say 4? Okay.
Rely on the teaching, not the person.
No,
Rely on the meaning, not the words.
words, yes.
Rely on the ultimate
Rely on the intrinsic wisdom
intrinsic wisdom.
rather than the conceptual thoughts or consciousness. They rely on that ultimate meaning than the relative.
There shouldn't be contradiction between relative and ultimate, right?
No, without actually relative and ultimate are both important. There's not one is more important than others. Both are important. Without the relative state, how you can say ultimate? Because of relative, there's ultimate. Because there's a relative, because there's ultimate. No. That's for us who has not realized that is true, this relative state, this ultimate state. Those who realize that very relative state itself is nothing but ultimate. Want to have a short break? Yeah, make a short break. Stretch your leg. Relax. Don't take too seriously.
Maybe 10 minutes?
Yeah, 10 minutes good. Yeah, 10, 15 minutes, okay. Stretch your leg.
What can I get you, Rinpoche?
I got everything. Thank you. I have juices, and hot water.
I think I just didn't hit the on button. That was the problem, right?
I
Or
think I probably, there's a mute button on the bottom.
on the bottom,
Yeah, if it's flashing, it's muted. Oh, like if you turn
on
it
the
over.
other side?
Yeah, it's what, I think I was, it's easy to.
Learning. Did you find? Would you like? Okay, thank you.
Excuse me? No, no chocolate. No.
You know, when there is a pot cooking water, boiling water, and then your hand touch, if you don't pay attention, you touch it, it feels cold. And then later on, oh, it's so hot,
Oh,
right? Then hot and
you know,
cold.
story?
No,
Oh, why? What? Why?
I don't know. I just, because you say why fire is hot,
Yes.
but why our mind sometimes, like if we don't pay attention, this is like, oh, it's actually feel cold first, and then oh, it's very hot
Hot,
after.
yeah. Maybe in between something happened, maybe.
Then some people can do after a while, they can do like fire. They don't feel hot anymore.
That's something like a magic,
Yeah.
some magic show.
Yeah.
Some magic shows like that, so they walk with the fire,
Yes.
Yeah.
They
There's some magical,
mental,
it's
mental illness.
yeah, some just to make some looks really like this is so hot, looks so hot, but because it's not real fire.
Oh, okay.
You see,
I
yeah.
see.
Color is like the fire color, but it's not real fire.
It's not
Yeah.
like this. Maybe not the real candle.
Yeah, see, the definition of the fire is called hot and burning, So if it is not burning and hot, then it's not fire.
Another question. Give me a higher. Yeah, if I do that incense, Kenshin.
Hmm?
If I do incense,
Oh, it's okay.
Kenshin, when people are coming back, can you talk a little bit more about relative and ultimate truth? I don't know if people even know when we say ultimate truth, like.
Yeah, we can talk tomorrow. We have tomorrow. You know? Yeah, tomorrow in the morning. You know. Yeah. So. Swaste doesn't just like a tablet of more to us and make a change. Chucky, Meloma. When that they get there to Juma, Loa. Maleva to the Jepet and go to Quebec, one month and one of the Sahas and doesn't just like your tongue, just saw it up with Cuba. This is a channel to Jella Charles and the Jill, calling each other to regular Shinty. Jugande, Junam Mare Pallet, Mare Pallet, Rachendo, Nep, Mare Pallet, Rachendo, Curly by Inde. Dorota no croa to make a nice shades of ripa, needed. Then you don't want to ruler, to Della, but the rule, double at the Honanina, Ripa, Maripa, shades, Cora, Lama, Shishin, Coil, and such a church, they don't give a shin and tendo ship. When the good you show what you're doing, you're taking a soon, Shapala, such a church, such a church. The such a church, and the Maripa to meet you, double chip, and I'm so want to attend on a June, Lama Chile, Lama Chipolama, to buy and Potato, Biva, Beshana, Q. Good on a lamb table, good on a mother and the bottom, good on a lamb and the bottom door. Lama Jane, J. Lem, Lama Trouble, Shed, down, sharing. Good on a lamb and the one, lucky, share part to Chile, Wanda watch and I am a singy, you were dining and Jaju Simbi gave you a normal attendant to watch and a singy, you should dining a Lamuto by the end of what no, Hadam, follow to watch about the jet or let on your home, but the shitting to put up a from and Yendega to Jalama and the dedicated there, I just told you to buy a movie original. Same day, and don't do your tongue, your control. Kuzumi Jana, check it to hotel, or Sanjay, Sanjay, Tapiki. Yes, and yet, J. 탐제지 탐제지 고고송 동의도 제일 내시는 저도 못해 보통 생기는 탐제지 예 무초다 너무 뭐라도 또 어떤 건데 얘가 그리고
Sorry.
너무 지고 버시야 돼야 돼. 그 인가마선 잘못 쳐도 되지. 그게 저거 너무 얘기. 그러니까 아마 근데 나도 지금 그 공. 너무 예 그리고 내가 말로 보면 또 문제는 문제가 있는데 내가 예, 근데 제가 진행도 못한다 봐. 이름이 좀 받아서 이제 손을 못하는데 신기해 봐도 그러면 세니가 봐도 뭐 되는 게 뭐, 아마 그치 심한데 저는 힘든 건데 뭐 그런 사람이 있고 뭐 어떻게 하는 거 참. 제시에 대해 대해야만 싫은 뭐 준비고 보는 제시에다가 그게 코드 뭐 태보가 또 되게 뭐 튀는 거 같다. 이제 뭐 예, 덤제 이제 동네 이제 좀 그게 코다 이거 같다. 제대로 또 그 끝나면 no, okay. Very good. Poi insomma, ja, ma no, tutto che mi bava, tutto che mi bava, allora non mi bava, stavo se te mi paia, stavo assolutamente, Sono stato per me zambar di bava ma samaya sato vado sato samaya quando parlo io sato delle bande da bava subo kaya me bava allora da me bava sarva siddhi mi praya da bava sono stato per me zambar di bava ma samaya sato vado sato samaya madrasa to tenoba da do membawa to kayo membawa to kayo tawa se de me praya to tawa ko mo su zo me to do shriya kuru ma samaya sa to so we're talking about this in four types of lances and four reasoning, four types of reasoning. We just, I just mentioned the reasoning of the functional or the functional reasoning, the functional reasoning or the reasoning of function, and then about the reasoning of dependency. You know, something what happens depends on the cause. Without any cause, nothing manifests. You ask, why there's so much conflict there. So all those conflicts are based on the mental delusion, So that's it's just all these things depends on the causes and conditions. So why there's so much suffering in the world? So why there's so much heroin, Holocaust, animals, all this? It depends on this three mental portions. That. So then why attachment brings to suffering? Is the result of the nature. The correct reasoning. So that kind of reasoning is so beautiful. Those are the karma cause is a cause. Look at these different causes. Look at this. Every second, it's not necessarily being previous life, next life. It's not just. Sometimes we think karma. If something bad things happens, oh, this is your karma. Something you have done in the previous life, Somewhere somebody did and said, this is my karma, that I must have done something in the past. But every moment happens. The moment when your mind, look at the mind, when there's such strong anger there, just that moment, the moment when there's because it's just in one instant, there's a strong anger, and that destroys all your peace and happiness to mind. You're all occupied by the suffering. So in just that moment, so everything's in instant. When there suddenly rises a strong attachment, there's a suffering. So then I mentioned, the reasoning of nature is very important. Why the anger? So as mentioned, why the fire is hot, why the anger brings the suffering, why the attachment brings the suffering, why the ego, involving ego is a cause of suffering. So it's the reasoning of the nature. Yes. So karma cause is very complex. He said that the most final nature of the causes and conditions can only receive by Buddha's wisdom. Even great masters, highly accomplished, cannot comprehend. There's a story at the time of Buddha. And there was an old man who's about 100 years old. So now he's incapable of doing anything in the house. He cannot see well, cannot hear, and only just eat, So most of his family members are looking down on him. Now he's outdated. He should die. Not helpful. It doesn't help. So because of that, he was so depressed. Now he was looking, what's the solution? What should I do? How to live my life? So then he heard, if you become monk, there's a privilege in the temple. So he was very inspired. went to a place where the Buddha was. He went there. After days walking, he got there. And then he asked where Buddha is. And he heard Buddha just left someplace. So then he asked, who's the next to Buddha who can help me? And they said, Shariputra is the one he can help you. So then he went to Shariputra. I'm very much now interested receive the monk's vow, because now I no longer can stand in my house. Then Shariputra looked at him. He's so old. This old, 100 years old, how he can read, or how can study, without study, reading, meditation, then there's no purpose to become monk, So Shariputra said, you are outdated. I cannot help you. So then he asked some other monks as well, and so nobody could help him. So then now he knows that if you go back to his house, now everyone is neglected. He can't go back. So he thought, I'll die at the doorstep of the temple. At the temple, he just put his head there and he's crying, So after some time, Buddha came back. And then looking at him, he's so crying so much, So what happened with you? I said, just tell me what's wrong with you. So he explained all the story. I came here to take a monk, and Shariputra could not help. So because of the other monks could not help, now I'm just going to die here. So Buddha looked at him. You get up. I will help you. What's just you can do. So then Buddha called Mongoliana, other disciple. So come here. Ordain this old man. And Mongoliana, because of Buddha was requested. Otherwise, now because of Buddha's request, I have no choice. Otherwise, this way, how I can help you, So then Mongoliana ordained him. Then he was now coming to the monk, assembly, prayers. And then, because he's so new, a novice monk, the rest of the novice monks are young, very young monks. And he's the only one who was old. But the novice monks, they're teasing him, pushing him back and forth, And he said that now I'm suffering at my house. Now, I'm suffering, Now I have no work to live, So he's started. Take off his clothes and try to jump in the water, Suicidal. He's close to jump. At that moment, Mongoliana saw his student, old man. So they just right there, what you're doing, what do you want to do? And this old man, the monk, I should say, he was a little embarrassed, So, but he explained what happened, So the Mongoliana thought he needed a lesson to understand. Otherwise, no use. And Mongoliana said, let's visit some places there to go through, And then Mongoliana took on the Indian Ocean side, they walked through, one by one. There's a lot of stories they're teaching there. One time, a big tree Then the tree is just whole covered with an insect eating the tree, you know, and the tree is suffering some lamenting, you know. And then this old monk was so afraid, scared. Master, what's happening here? And he told this tree. Of course, the tree itself has no consciousness, but this consciousness is based on this tree. And this all is the rebirth of a manager of a monastery. All the insects they are eating the tree is there. This manager, his relative, his friend, they're misusing all the offerings of the people. So this insects are the rebirth of all those people who are misusing. And he's the one, the manager of the temple. That's why it's happening. Then he was so afraid, you know. Then just went on. There's a lot of stories. Finally, then they arrived at the ocean side. They saw a big skeleton of a crocodile, huge crocodile, dead so many hundreds of years ago, and all the flesh and skins are washed away by the water and by the wind. You know, the bone, the ribs are so big you can walk on. You know. And then he was so scared, astonishing. Why, Master, what is this about? And then they said, this is a skeleton, I mean, a crocodile, so huge. The upper jaw is above the ocean. A lot of birds nested. Lower jaw is inside the water. A lot of fish there. One time that was becoming so hungry that he wanted to chew all this. But then he said that nearby a sailor, a few merchants, they sail through that crocodile. And as soon as they saw that, they are so afraid. And they said, we take refuge in the Buddha Dharma Sangha. You know. As soon as he heard the word Buddha Dharma Sangha, then he didn't chew them. He just closed his mouth. Then he died there. So then Moggoliano said, this is the one of your previous rebirth. And he was real afraid. Now suicide is not a solution. I must do something. No, then he requested, what happened? Because what reason what happened? So many years, thousands of years ago, there was a king in a country, very noble king, who cares the people, he looks after the people. But somehow one day he involved with a casino playing, with a group of people. So much involved there, totally involved there. During that time, some of his judges, minister of judge, came breaking one man who break the law, So brought there to the king. So this man has broke this law. What should we do with that? And he didn't have any time to explain what to do, what not to do. Just said, just do it according to the law. And they went back to the kingdom, and they persecuted, killed that person. When the king finished his casino play, went back to the kingdom, and then he asked all those judges to come. They came, and then he said, "Where's that man? You told us persecute. So we, according to law, we kill him." And then the king was so upset, regretted. I am here to help the people, not to kill people. I have done such a non-virtuous action. Not right. He so regretted. But anyhow, because of that consequences, the king was born in that crocodile. That's one of your rebirth. So that man was so, now his control, he felt remorse so much. So master, please give me some instructions to meditate, meditation. So he, Mongoliana, gave all the necessary of all the meditation practice. And he just there because he was so moved by that story and the nature of the samsara. And then without any second thought, second mind, he just meditated there. Soon after that, he achieved the arhat. Then the old man and the Mongolian, they fly back to where the Buddha was. And all the monks were so impressed. Oh, Buddha has that great skill. Buddha knows all these excellent qualities, what to do, what not to do. So that's what's the karma. Only Buddha can see all the details of karma. Even notice like Shariputra, great masters. So that's why Milarepa said, emptiness can understand through investigation, but karma is not easy, that harder to understand. So that's how we have to take care of the karma. We cannot ignore the karma. So we practice emptiness, so karma can purify, we cannot do that so much. Then next to this the precious human life, impermanence, karma causality, which is reflect on these. Then the fourth is suffering of samsara. Yesterday I mentioned briefly, here we have in the three lower realms and even the three higher ones, there's not an instant of absolute happiness. I will avoid the root cause of root. Here's the word, it's a root, R-O-O-T. Root cause my samsaric existence and practice the excellent path of peace to enlightenment. See, reflecting on the suffering of samsara is also very good. Some people talking so much about the suffering, so it brings them depressing. It's so depressing. You're just talking about the suffering, Because of suffering, we're here to study practice Dharma, But we're not born with suffering inside. We're not open up real what suffering is about. Because that still we're attached to samsara. So if we understand the real suffering of samsara, as yesterday mentioned, we know suffering of suffering very precisely. Look at the suffering of the animals. Animals are mostly suffering. The some maybe enjoy their life, but so stupid. They're so ignorant. They don't know right or wrong. Otherwise, animals, even like deer, look at the deer. They're eating grass, always watchful. There's some, predators coming. When they drink water, they cannot drink water peacefully. Each mouth they drink and just look around if there any danger in the life, So there's some suffering there. Then how it goes, of course, no need to mention. Hell, of course. Even in the non-human realm, we have a lot of good things. There's some people who looks very powerful, but in the mind, how much suffering they have, how much fear they have. So because of this, we look at this suffering. When we know more about the nature of the suffering, when we fully convince suffering, and then see naturally compassion rise. If everything's fine, no problem, first of all, we don't need dharma, and we don't need compassion, loving kindness, because everything's fine. But because of their soul, there's suffering out there, including ourselves. So free ourselves from suffering, free others from the suffering. We cultivate loving kindness, compassion. That's why in the Shantideva's text, Bodhicitta mentioned, furthermore, we said this, the benefit of sufferings. First of all, it releases your arrogance. When you feel, I'm an important person. I have this, high status. I'm rich. I am powerful. But then during that time, if I am free from suffering, so then you say, yes, I'm not free from suffering. So your arrogance is released. Your temper so much. Then because of this, reflect on the suffering of all sentient beings, then your compassion manifests. Horrible injustice to all the sentient beings, equally, including the people who hate you. You develop compassion to all. If they are not suffering, they will not hate me because they are suffering, because they hate me. So instead of I respond in a non-negative way, my response is compassion. Instead of retribution, my compassion is the reply, answer. Then where the sufferings come from? Sufferings come from the non-virtuous action. So if I don't want suffering, I have to take care of my karma, my action. I abstain from the non-virtuous action and develop virtue and action, put action in the virtuous nature, virtuous way. This. So this is the generally reflecting on the suffering of samsara, the suffering of the suffering. As here mentioned, suffering of conditions. Right now, we as ordinary, we don't feel this five skandha is the state of suffering. But if you look carefully, so you can see how our nature of this state of suffering. In the jewel ornament of liberation, in that book, I'm sure you have that jewel ornament of liberation, written by Kambupa. a great master. He said that as I described the three types of suffering. The first two are easy to understand. The last one, third one, is, he said, not so easy, but you can understand, you see. We're under the condition of suffering. It's called preventing suffering. That example is this given Kambupas or in the quotations mentioned. Just put a piece of hair on your palm of hand. Do you feel uncomfortable? Say, no, I don't feel uncomfortable. It's just nothing. But that hair goes to in your eyes and you feel uncomfortable. So we ordinary people, like a palm of the hand, we don't feel the condition of suffering is a suffering. No. But the noble beings, they can see the condition is five aggregates. It's a state of suffering. It's like hair going in the eye. It's very good analogy, Look at this. This is my body that I have right now. I'm okay. I feel healthy. Everything's good, I understand. I can study. I can do anything, I have a lot of opportunities. We don't realize at the end what will happen. So we have to prepare. Namaste practice, as yesterday mentioned. We have to spend a lot of time. Sometimes you feel, I don't need to meditate, everything's good. So we just try to get rid of this suffering of this life. We don't try to get rid of suffering of samsara, So then when you are getting older in age, getting sick, and then very close, then you feel nothing works, the food, even though you have such delicious food, then they say you're not allowed to eat this, you're not allowed to eat this is not good for you, this is not good for you, Then you say, now all the food is wonderful there, but I cannot eat, I'm like a hungry ghost, Like, I like a lot of orange juice, So my sugar level is not diabetic now, but it's a little higher, in the borderline, So you have to be careful, So the delicious orange juice is there, but I cannot drink, So like these things, That's the Dharma practices. So then in the world, there's no solution. Not what to do. But you will come to Buddha's teaching. Then you say, Dharma is such a precious. You study, you look at all the cause of suffering. And look at all the suffering in the world. And you look at yourself, what I can do, what I can practice. And you feel so fortunate. So like Milarepa, when he was in the retreat, looks very awful. He's a skeleton, And then one time, you see, Milarepa, he left, because his mother asked him to practice black magic. He did, and he was very successful. So after that, he could not come back to the house. He just went around. Then he looked for teacher. He met Marpa, and he studied under Marpa for many years. Then after that, he went to retreat. So he has a sister, separated for many years. After many years, he was in the mountain. Some hunters go around to hunt. So they meet Milarepa, and they have some connections. So then they came down to the village, and they say, oh, there's somebody in the mountains singing this song, this card, Then his sister thought, this looks like my brother, And then she cried, And then the hunters, they say, oh, this is your brother, is going to die without food, So then she was so upset. She was also baking. She doesn't have a house. She went around and she baked some zamba and some butter, cheese. One day she went to see Milarepa. From distance, she saw as like a ghost, It's really a ghost. But she thought at that time there shouldn't be a ghost. The story that I heard, this must be my brother. So she went forward. And of course, her brother. And then she cried. And she complained, I thought you'd be a better position than this. I saw many great teachers there, here, who has many monks that gathered, a lot of offerings, abundant of food, clothes, all this. And here you are, nothing, like a skeleton, even no cloth. It's embarrassing, You can do these things. And I and my sister have also begging. I have nothing to offer to you, and your brother nothing to give to me, And she cried and cried, you see. Then Milarepa felt so sad, And then he said, just to listen to me, I'm not here because I could not do, but I met such a great teacher, received such a precious Dharma teaching. So for the benefit of sentient beings, for the Dharma, I'm here to practice Dharma. Not because I'm being weak, who cannot just do anything for the samsara, but I'm here to sacrifice everything for the Dharma practice. So he said, now listen to me. Your sister, he said, you attach to the samsaric enjoyment. But for the benefit of sentient beings, I'm in the mountain. So being in the mountain, I practice Dharma so sincerely. So if somebody comes to see my place, it's breaking their heart. If somebody sees my food, it's disgusting. It's worse than dog food. If somebody sees my body, even the enemy sees my body, the tears will build in the eyes. And your sister, when you see me, it's embarrassing. But you said, if Buddha sees my mind, Buddha will be delighted to see. He has that kind of confidence, such confidence. Buddha will be delighted to see. So I'm practicing here such with great appreciation. Joyfully. I can sacrifice anything for the Dharma. Because I have just most precious Dharma teachings to attain Buddhahood even one lifetime. So I stay in such solitude. There's nobody. It feels sad. But in this solitude, I remember my teacher constantly. It gives me joy. So with this, no doubt, I will attain enlightenment, Buddhahood. No, this just samsaric happiness, joys will come by itself. So sister, don't be sad. Follow the Dharma, So that's how, see. So that's why Milarepa met the history. Because I think, because of Milarepa's, the Buddha's teaching in Tibet becomes so rich after Milarepa. Then you see Dharma just becomes so strong, popular everywhere, especially the Kagyu lineage. So many great Kagyu masters, they produce hundreds of thousands of disciples here and there, Study and practice together. Not just only study, no, but together. Without study or to practice. No, just chanting mantra is not enough. No. So expecting I chant this mantra, I hope something will achieve, Nothing happens. No. But you study, then put into practice. So as mentioned, we discussed this here briefly, So these things you bring into your heart and meditate. So precious, you see.
Does the hearts
Excuse me? What did you say?
does the hearts sometimes have answers,
Yes.
and knowing that mind, silence the mind.
Yes. Make your mind silent, contemplate on this meaning, and then this everything which comes, they're just manifestation. As we talked about the causes, condition, they come and go. Everything's impermanent. Every impermanent changes equal to the cause. You say this time, bad time, Nobody has created. We created. We are responsible. It's changing. But when you have Dharma, you just, even this difficult time, we have Dharma, or I have the Dharma. Study, practice. I am so fortunate. Just update yourself. Then this afflictive emotions have no power. Otherwise, they are so powerful. Then drag you out here, there. Nobody to throw us in the hell run. Just only by our mental afflictions. Still, we don't recognize they are the real cause of our suffering. We follow with them. They said, do this, like when the attachment rises in the mind, attachment said, you should get this, you should get this, you should do this. So, yes, it makes sense. So I follow you, And we become enslaved of the attachment. When the anger arises, aggression, because that person is doing bad things to you, that person is doing bad things to you, you have to get rid of that person. And you say, okay, you make sense, I'll follow you, And we just follow with them. And then at that moment, the suffering is there. And that is the cause for the suffering, the hell realm, hungry cause, the animal realm. And we don't realize they are the real enemy. So Dharma teaching gives us the wisdom to see that the root cause of my suffering. As I mentioned earlier, in the absence of the three poisons, you are just always so happy. you know. Always you can enjoy your life. Anywhere you go, doesn't matter. You feel happy in life. As long as when these three poses occupies you, even you go to such a beautiful place, the suffering is there. You know? You go to beautiful garden, lot of flowers there, but your mind is occupied by these three poses and no happiness there. So Dharma is that why you see it's good to kind of address these things, you know, as a Dharma practitioner. Dharma practice is very direct. You know, have to be very direct. There's no any politics in Dharma. You know, if you kind of play politics in Dharma, you know, you say some you address, some don't address, you know. Some you hide, you know. That's not good teaching, you know. The great politicians, Dharma practitioners, they will very politely, you know, they explain, you know, and not so nice. Looks beautiful, you know, but what do you call it? It's not helpful, you know, in real sense, you know. Yeah.
Chinla, I think we better break or wrap up and have lunch.
Yes, sure.
Is that okay?
Yeah, sure. We can do that, no problem. I have no problem for that. Oh, dosa maya, mana maya, baba sato tenova, tetra tetlo mebawa, sodo kayo mebawa, sodo kayo. Anorodo mebawa, sarwa siddhe me prayasa, sarwa karma susame, sadam shriya, kuru kumpa, ho, sarwa tatanga dabatra mame muzamarjan. Mahasamaya sadhu. It's good. How was this session? Helpful?
Very helpful.
Very helpful.
Okay. Oh, these are so important, you know. Just go through, reflect, you know, and just see how you can see, you know, how you play. You know.
Can we read page 19, Jigten Sungen dedication?
Yeah, yes,
English.
that's good. Yes. Look, yeah, that's very good dedication. I always, you know, do because all the teachings are there for the practice.
Yes. Glorious, holy, venerable, precious, kind, root, and lineage lamas, divine assembly of yadams and assemblies of Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, heroes, and heroines, yogini and assembly of dakinis dwelling in the 10 directions, please heed me. By the power of this vast root of virtue, may I benefit all sentient beings through my body, speech, and mind. May the afflictions of desire, hatred, ignorance, pride, and jealousy not arise within my mind. May thoughts of fame, reputation, wealth, honor, and concern for this life not arise for even a moment. May my street be moistened by loving kindness, compassion, and bodhicitta, and through that may I become a spiritual master with good qualities equal to the infinity of space. May I gain the supreme attainment of Mahamudra in this very life. Even at death, may the torment of suffering not arise. May I not die with negative thoughts. May I not die confused by wrong view. May I not experience an untimely death. May I die joyfully and happily in the great luminosity of the mind as such, and in the pervasive clarity of Dharma. May I, in any case, gain the supreme attainment of Mahamudra at the time of death or in the bargain.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
everyone. Yes.
And so we'll continue at Del Sol Yoga this afternoon at 3:30. Thank you.
At 3:30.
Yes.
Okay.